everyone, this is Billy. Welcome to Billy Holman Creations. Today I'm going to make a simple pumpkin. I'm not going to put anything in it. I'm just going to make it orange with a little brown stem. And what I'll be using is my orange pigment micropowders from the soap shop and the light brown. Now I've mixed up 10 ounces of my Let's Resin because I did make a pumpkin previous to this, and I did weigh it, and it turned out to be 9.25 ounces, but it did have flowers in it. So let me show you this, and it's full of bubbles. Now don't do what I did. First of all, I put flowers inside, and I spent so much time pushing these flowers down that I know that incurred a lot of bubbles. But the worst thing I could have done, so don't do this, is don't put this in your curing machine, because I believe it went, because it's a deep thick mold, it went too fast. It probably flash cured in there somewhere. I can't see it, but I'm just assuming I buggered that one up. So let's not do that. 10 ounces. Let's resin. I'm gonna start out with a little orange, and oh, these gloves, they're about done. I think I need a clean pair. I keep wiping them off with alcohol, you know, and so this is all dried resin on there. Let me get a pop stick, because I'm going to put a good heaping help if I can get in there. Oh, this was the one with the ripped bag, of course. Get that open. I'll fiddle with this. I think here we go. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my Freshies video that was encouraged and not directed by, but she encouraged me, Miss Wanda of Wanda's Blessed Creations. Now this resin, I went ahead and I put this in my debubbling machine, and this is a solo cup, a red solo cup. Just 10 ounces was a lot to put in my other measuring cup, and this one fit just about right. However, I could not see the bubbles as they popped, but it came out very, very nicely. It's nice and clear. And I should have mixed my pigment powders in a smaller container with resin before I decided to just throw this in here. But we'll mix thoroughly. I know there's a lot on my spatula there. That's a very pretty color. We're going to go a little darker though. I think that should fit the bill. Let's just stir. Anyway, I thought I'd get ready for the fall, and I see people are starting on Halloween already, but I'm going to try to just do a couple of fall pumpkins, and I have some other molds I'd like to try. This mold I got from Temu. Well, actually I bought two, so let me tell you what happened. So I did 2 pumpkins, and I had extra resin, so I wasn't able to fill the second one up all the way. And then after having my, bubbles with the first pumpkin I just showed you, I thought, oh my god, I'm not going to waste resin to fill up the second one. So, it was okay to demold, but the second one, the edge of the half filled, the end of the resin, the edge, slit my mold and I ripped it. So be careful, because that was 2 big mistakes I made, or 3 actually. Too much time trying to sink flowers, putting it in my curing machine, And, well, that's 2 big mistakes. But anyway, it was enough. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. It's going to be a bit translucent. So maybe I would like it a deeper, more opaque orange. I'm going to add a few drops of this Just For You Online UK pigment paste or ink. I know it's not alcohol ink. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10. 1 per ounce. How's that? Then I should be very happy with that. So we still have that nice shimmer. I still have quite a few of these Soap Shop mica powders, and I do really like them. I have a nice variety. So, oh, I think we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to let that sit a moment. It was in the debubbling machine for 9 minutes, so I'm going to get a jump on it. But what I want to do in the top is color that stem. And this turns out to be a nice brown. It's a little shimmer, and this is what it looks like when it's done. And that's all I'm going to do to the top of this one, is just get some mica powder down in here. And try not to be messy. I could have made a little batch of resin with this color in it. That might have been just as easy. But either way, I'm just going to brush it in there. And I'm going to have to get some tape, clean up the edges, because I don't want that going into the orange. But I didn't mention, since this is going to be a plain pumpkin with just the colors in the mold, it's not going to be so plain when I'm through with it, because we are going to decorate it on the outside, not the inside. So we might be able to get started with that after I pour this resin, because I have a completed pumpkin that I can use as a sample, or I can estimate from that one. How's that sound? I think we're good there. Wipe my brush off. I don't want it in the resin area here. I'll move it way over. I missed a spot. Just saw it. So I'm going to go ahead and pat this over my trash can real quick. Get most of it out of there. There's a little space here I missed too. I noticed these molds, I don't know if it's just because they're Temu molds or what, but the mica powders don't like to really stick to them all that well. And I'm going to need a piece of tape, and I have to take this glove off. And for those of you who don't follow me or are new to my channel, I just want to let you know I do use my PPE, my mask, gloves, and I wear my glasses when I mix resin. And I have an air purifier here right beside me. So it's one of those Eden Pures, and that is on before I resin, during and after, just to get some of these particles out of the air. So I do try to be safe. There, that's all I needed to do there. Let me see if I can slip this sweaty glove on. Well, let's not fuss with that. I got another one right here, because I am pouring resin and I want to be safe. Oh, come on, you. If they're stuck together, it'll probably tear. Watch. Yep. You know what? That's being safe. I'll keep that one finger clear. Okay, we're pretty good. Now I have some mold release here, and I didn't use it the first time, but I have to keep remembering that I have it. I'm not going to put it in the lid because I don't want it to mess up my mica, but I'm going to put some right down into this mold. See, I was doing this on the first one with the flowers, bending this around and trying to tuck them in, and it just made more bubbles than you could even imagine. So that's my fault. And I just saw a speck of something in there. Let's see, where did it go? If I can see it, I'll grab it or nab it. Don't want any specks in there. Well, oh, I see it. Let me get a micro brush here real quick and see if I can't get that one little speck of something. And there we go. Already I have a cat hair on my glove. So you know it's a Billy video because there's always a cat hair. Come on, I thought I had you. Looks like a little piece of glitter. Alright, we're good to go. So all I'm going to do now, ooh, that looks nice and rich, doesn't it? It's getting warm. And I do have some molds on standby, some earring molds for Halloween. Because this is pretty deep. We'll see how much it takes. Let's just go ahead and do the little lid first. I'm going to go away from that mica. You have to make sure you go under that lip, nice and slow, to try to avoid some bubbles, because they just like to hide right under there. Oh, isn't that pretty? There's a good orange pumpkin right there. Now I don't have it on my leveling table, or excuse me, yeah, my leveling board. I don't have it on there. I just got this Costco tray, and if I have to, you know, stick a stick under it, I will. So let's just go ahead and pour here. Can you see me okay? Here we go. I'm going to pour high and slowly. Just let it find its way. Oh. What I think are bubbles may just be mica powder. Well, they may be bubbles too. But this looked really good when I mixed it up. I do like this Let's Resin. I do have the little Let's Resin mixer, because I went on a spending spree during Prime, their big sale about a month ago, and I did get, you know, everything I've mentioned, my debubbler, my curing machine, I've got a round leveling table that the curing machine fits on. Anyway, it was a great sale, so I took total advantage of it. But I did buy the little Let's Resin mixer, and I think that stirs up more bubbles than you would get when you just stir by hand. I mean, that's what I've noticed. But I do like this resin. This is a very nice resin. Oh my gosh, do I have enough? Please say I do. That's 10 ounces, and I measured 9 1/4. Oh, I don't want to have to mix more. Let's hope it's going to narrow its way up in that mold. Ah, don't do this to me. Oh, it's so close. I have to say it's so close. Come on. Come on, Billy. Oh, we've got it. I think we've got it. Just look at that. Look at that. Just right. I noticed the bottom of this mold is pretty thin, actually, once it's cured up, and I'm going to have to put a stick under this pumpkin. I'm going to move it up, put a stick under it, because I want to do another pour today, and I'm just going to use the same tray. So I will see you probably in a short minute, because I'm going to go ahead into the other room and we're going to work on the decorations. But other than that, all we have to do now is wait. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, everyone, I am back. What I have here is the lid to that one finished pumpkin, because I'm going to use that to help me with my shapes with polymer clay. Now, I'm not a polymer clay person. I haven't really done much with it, but my daughter was. And she used to play a lot with clay or Sculpey, whichever. And I just had a little shoebox full of excess pieces of clay. Of course, I didn't have any green, but I did have well, this is silver here. But there was a little piece of gray that was really, really bland. I mean, it was just a bland gray. And I had this lime green, so I took a piece of this lime green, mixed it together, and ended up with this sort of green. Now, it seems rather dry, but I've been putting it through my pasta machine, which is to the right of me. And what I'm wondering now, because this is all a wonder for me, is I'm wondering if I can add, I've seen it done on Instagram, what happens if I would add a little bit of mica powder to this green so I can make these leaves. Now, this mold has small leaves. They're maple leaves, basically, but I think they would pass as pumpkin leaves. So this was from Temu, and I can put the link in the description box. But let me set this aside, and I can try to prop I video off my phone. I can try to prop it up, maybe to the pasta machine, and I don't know if that will stay. And it won't. I have it mounted to my desk here, and I'm working on a piece of tile. So what I can do is I'm going to work this clay, soften it up just a little more, but I've got this mica powder just called dark green, and that's from Temu also, and I'm going to just take my chances, and it's close to this color. Looky here. It's close to that color, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm going to mix a little in there and see what happens. This little scooper is from, I think, a face mask. I'm wondering if I can just fold that in there and soften it up a little more, and I'll put you on pause. I wish I could show you the machine, but my setup here is not the best. Because of the time of day. I have no sunlight coming in the window, and this is bolted down. So let me just play with this a minute. Fold it up, run it through the pasta machine, and see what kind of a mess I can make. So I'm going to do that. It'll probably take me a few minutes to really soften this up, and we'll go from there, okay? Okay, I ran it through a couple times. There is a bit of a shine to this clay, but I think we can brush on some mica powder after the fact, maybe. And then if you put a gloss over top, there's a little bottle of gloss in here that we can put on top to let it shine. Let me run this through one more time. Now, this pasta machine, I found it at a second-hand store for $5, and it's one of the hand crank models, you know. Probably should go just a little thicker than that. It goes to 7 settings, so let's go to a 3, because this mold is very thin, or it's not very deep. It's not very deep at all. So I thought, let's see if we can just make a few leaves. Okay, now I also found this little contraption here where you punch the clay through, and there's quite a few of these little shape attachments, and this one has purple clay on it. I don't know how to get that off. So it's been sitting here a while. That's probably why this clay is pretty dry. She did this when she was a little girl. Now she's an adult woman. So it's been here a while. Just kind of poke that purple out of there. So this one has several holes. And if it works, we can get more than one at a time like that one, but that's just a little bit bigger. And I'm gathering, not quite sure which, I guess it would go face down and then screw it on. Might as well use this clay up since I have it here. I don't need real big vines. Let me get a paper towel, and I just brought in, I thought I just brought in my alcohol spray just to kind of clean this area up. I don't see where I put it. Anyway, first of all, let me run this through and we'll make a few leaves. It says to bake at 275 for 30 minutes, and that's at a 1/4 inch thick piece of clay. So one more time, and I'm going to just push them in here in these leaves and see what we can come up with. Okay, let's just, well, I don't know what's in there. Something's in there, a flaw. Never used this before. I just took it out of the wrapper. So maybe we'll just try to, gosh, I should go thicker. I want the big one and a few mediums. And if I try to look like a professional, I'll show you what they do. They kind of get their clay in, and then they skim it across it with a blade, but I might not be able to do that. I might just have to pull it out and trim it. Let's get rid of some of that. I don't know if it'll stick in there. Keep pushing, push, push, push. Try to push them into this one too. It's sticking to me. What's it look like? Oh, it looks pretty. Just do a ball. Try to do a ball, Bill. Tear a little of this off. It's said this is something I've not played with before. Stick it in. And then, whoops. Boy, I don't know. I would have just tried to pour resin, but I want to be able to, you know, bend these a little bit. And I guess I could with the resin, but thought I'd try this. Just, where did that one end? About here. Okay. I think that's about as pushed in as I can get it. And then there was a blade here. This little blade, and I've seen people just cut across the top. I'm not sure. Without cutting your mold. Whoops. What am I doing? Let's see what happens.
Busy, busy.
Trying to be. My husband just walked in. I had a rolling pin somewhere. I don't see it. Let's just pull this one out and see what we have. Carefully. Well, that's cute, right? That's a really nice little leaf. I wonder if I can just trim that with scissors. I'll try. Let's pull this one up. Am I tearing it? Oh, they used cornstarch. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that's really cool, right? Something there. Off the mold, a piece of styrofoam. Well, that's really pretty cool. I could go ahead and just trim those up with scissors and make a few more. I have some tiny scissors right here. See what happens. And I'll give you an example of what I'm going to try to do here. I can just cut that out. Oh, she has some clay tools too. They're on my shelf. Or I can just pat those edges in. There's a piece of fuzz on those scissors. Just cut that out. Ooh, yes. It's not going to be the best job, but let me just cut off the stem. Look at that. Let's do that to this one. Let's cut around it. Get the excess off here. These little scissors have been through everything. Ooh. Sticking. Oh, I think I like this idea. There's a little piece there. If you try this, just take your time a little bit. I'm kind of rushing it. But I'm really glad I was able to make a little green clay, you know, instead of that really bright lime color that was over there. All right. Now let me grab those tools. I can see them. I'll show you what I mean. Little holes or little bumps. No, that's a vein. All right. Let me grab that. See what I have here. Or I could use a toothpick, I imagine. But she had a bunch of tools right here, too. I mean, when I moved into this craft room, I went through everything and tried to sort and organize. But, well, there's a bunch of tools. Look at that. I just want something. Maybe this will work. And what I want to do is just, you know, pat in without losing the integrity of the leaf. Pat in and maybe soften up those edges a little bit. This could be tricky, but I think it'll work. Just tap it. If I tap it in like that. Okay, that works. Soften it up, just push it back. These would make cute earrings, wouldn't they? Uh-huh. But something, what else is in here? This has a little edge. This has a little, looks like an arrow. It has a little bit of a knife edge on it. We could do that. So, I think I'm going to make a few more of these, and I won't hold you up. But before I do, let's see if I can't squeeze some clay through this little machine here. Just get a few pieces for a vine. Gosh, it feels like it got hard already. I suppose things don't last forever. You know, I still have stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, being an organized hoarder, as I refer to myself, I still have craft supplies from when I was, you know, junior high. I've got craft magazines from like the 1970s. I'm just running it through the pasta. Saves on the hands, that's for sure. Just roll up a tube of this and we'll put it in here. See what happens. I'll start with a little piece. Gosh, he's sneezing. All right, let's see what happens. I wonder if I should have put powder in there. Heck, I'm always wondering if I should or shouldn't. Ooh, you will have to. God, I have to push hard. Oh, slowly. Look at that. Took all my strength to get that much. Yeah, if it was newer clay, I think I'd be better off, but it's not. Push. Okay. We're just going to roll, hand roll little tubes. I mean, that I can do. Question is, can I get this out of here? Gee. I wonder if this is a very popular tool. Sure, they have nicer things now. Oh goodness, now what to put in there? My silicone tool. Here, we're pushing it out. Ugh, oh my gosh. I'll tell you, you know, when I do these videos, you're always going to see some kind of struggle from me. Oh, never fails. That's all right. That's all right. It's all in the fun of it. Okay, I don't know how I'll clean that up. I'll put that aside. I'm going to make some more leaves, clean them up, roll out a little spiral, and use up this green clay, and we'll have some leaves. So I will be right back with you. Found the rolling pin. Oh, I don't want to mess those up. Let's see if I can. It's a big one. Ooh, it's going to pull it right up, but let's see what happens if I keep it even. You know, that one will work too. I'll trim up. Okay. Back in a minute. Or probably, for you, not even a minute. For me, probably 20 minutes. See you in a bit. Okay, you know what? That wasn't too bad if you found the right tool. This little tool worked out really good to go around the edges. Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I just made 5 leaves, and I still have a little piece to roll out on over here, to roll out a little bit of vines. I don't need a lot. Let me move this pumpkin. I tried to put you on a little bit of a slant. I don't know if that's any better. The lighting is still not the best here. But I don't want a real big fat vine. I just want skinny, skinny, skinny. Gosh, I haven't done this forever. I used to like Play-Doh. I found some air dry clay too in this container. It looks pretty dry, but it says you can knead it in water, so might have to try that. All right, maybe these will be a little skinny enough. Not sure. I did find my roller, but even with cornstarch, it kept pulling the clay out of the mold. I think I just told you that. I repeat myself sometimes. Okay. I think that's a good start. All right, let's get this pumpkin. And my thoughts are, I want to be able to curve the clay, and I know if you didn't want to mess with this, you could have, you could just, you know, let's start with this. Use fake silk flower leaves. Hoping, well, I'm going to have to get this off for one thing. So, how am I going to do this? Let's just start with the leaf. I want the curvature of the leaf. So if I just bend it down, just the tips a little bit. I didn't want them sticking. Come on, stay on there. I didn't want them just sticking straight out. Oh, I hope I don't flatten the design. Anyway, I just need a little bit of a hangover there. Maybe do another one like that. This lid does not want to stay put. Might have to touch it up after I've been fingering it. Just bend it myself this way. A little curvature. Maybe. So I did a small, 2 mediums, and 2 large ones. Maybe 2 would be just enough. Kind of like that third one. If I could attach it and get them all together. Let's see. See if I can do that. Bend that over. So I can cook it all together. And maybe I'll move that. Join the little vine somehow. Where's that tool? If I can tap that in. Oh, by golly. Maybe this will work. Just do a little curl. Just twisting it. I kind of like it long. Maybe I can just, but then it'll stick out. But I might have to bake it just like that. Something like that. Let me point the end a little bit. Kind of roll it. There we go. I like that now. You roll a little. I keep getting out of frame. I'm sorry. Now, actually, I might be able to stick one under there to join these. Press a little bit. Twist that. Can you see me? I'm just... Yes. Need to make sure and, gosh, I keep getting out. Pack this in there like that. And then I can, you know what I'm trying to do. I think you get me, all right? And of course, there's always a piece attached to the little top of the, just want to push that one in there. Maybe I can, is that too much? We could have a third spiral here. How about that? Okay, I'm just going to break it there. Now I'll get my, I don't need those, that's cool. Extra leaves. Now they say, I remember this, they said a Teflon baking sheet, or I guess aluminum foil, but I still want these curves. Now I'm hoping I can have that stick. I should have used that little bit of paste. I think they'll stay together. So if I can very gently take that off, oh, like that, and my tips are still down. Oh, do I need to put that on a piece of foil? You know, I might let me look. I have to go down here and look a little bit. Well, actually, you know, there's still... Let me find something. Make sure those tips are down, pointing down a little bit like that. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. And if they stick out straight, they stick out straight. But my bet is to get a little foil under there. So I'll do that. I'm going to get a piece of foil under that, and I'm going to bake this for 30 minutes. Well, guess what? We timed that just perfectly. These are out of the oven. They're just a little warm. I can still bend a little bit if I have to. But they're cooked. They got a little darker. But I can't see what you can see. Here we go, right here. Because you're at that angle and I can't see it. So, there it is. And it looks like our pumpkin is ready. So let's just demold this real quick. I'm going to bring you back over to where I can see what you're seeing. So let's do that. I'm not used to that angle. Turn you a little bit. Whoop, now you're out of frame at all the way. I'm coming down this way. There we go. Raise you up a little bit. I'm sorry for the jiggling. This is nothing fancy. There we are. Whoop, okay. Now, I'm anxious to demold this lid so we can see how those leaves fit on there. It's a little bendy around the edges. Might have to set it on the pumpkin and make sure it's going to fit. Oh, it is a little soft. Maybe I should have waited. Pull that out. Come on, you. Don't know if I can get a little alcohol in that or not. You just push and pull, but I don't want to bend it. There we are. Oh, look at that. That turned out nice, didn't it? Okay, let me just... Hopefully it will fit okay on the pumpkin. See how this fits. Oh, yes, look at. That was my intent. I'm going to try to bend this down. I might tape it. I'm not sure, but it's sitting there, and I think that's all right. There's a few ripples right there. I don't know why, but I don't see bubbles. That's good. Let's try this big baby. I just wanted an orange pumpkin. I don't see bubbles yet. Get rid of some of that. Suction on there. A little isopropyl alcohol in there so it can slide better. And I did put the mold release in this one. Oh, and I still have no internet today. It's been out all day. So I don't think I can edit this video this evening. All right. Get a hold of that edge here. Oh, there's a bubble hole. 2 more. I did squidgy it. before I let it sit up. Okay, come on. I don't want to tear this one. Okay. See, there's a hole there. And there. I'm going to put some, oh my goodness, right there too. Right around this edge here. The very bottom. Okay, looky there. What's this? No, I think that's from the mold release. Bubble on the inside too. That's okay. Let me put this back in its proper position here. Okay. Now, come on, you. That's a little. Find the proper place for it. There's a few ripples there. I wonder why that happened. But looks good. Whoops, look what I'm doing. I'm bending that. Ooh, kind of. Now if I can take this off. Is that sticking? Okay. We're going to let that set up overnight, just like it is. And I don't think these are going to come apart from each other. They're on there pretty good. And that will set like so. And I can, well, I don't know that I can bend them down any further. But let me grab this gloss here. It's called Scopy Glaze. Looks like it needs a good shaking. This is satin. Oh, this isn't shiny. It's satin glaze. I don't want to use that. I want a gloss. So I'm going to get some polyurethane. And I wonder if we can take a brush and I can still see the sparkles in the clay. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe when I put the polyurethane on there, the mica powders will show up. Oh, I gotta quit messing with you. Ugh. Darn it. It's too soft. Because it's not as thick. Try to set it on there again and hopefully it won't stick to itself. It still falls into place nicely. There. I noticed when I did the other pumpkin, it doesn't match up exactly on the lid, but it's a cute pumpkin. Look at that, how pretty that orange pumpkin is. I like it. All right, polyurethane. Oh, I didn't even turn you on. Here you go. Here's my polyurethane. It's a Varathane Ultimate Polyurethane. It's water-based. It'll give us a gloss. So I'm just going to paint that on here. And I can't tell if the glitter's going to show up. Or the mica powder, I mean. But we do want to shine. And we'll just let this dry. And then our pumpkin, once I set that on top of the lid, will be finished. And I can take a still. And thank you for being here with me today. This was new little technique. I like it. And you take good care. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Okay? Good night, everyone. Hugs. Hello, everyone. Before I let you go, I wanted to show you how I finished this pumpkin off. I used JDiction UV resin, and I tacked down the leaves and vines so they're on there really securely. And I took some Rub and Buff antique gold, and all I did was put a little on my fingers and rub it down on the leaves and the vines, and I think that gave it a little more appeal. So just wanted to let you know that's what I did to the lid, and my little pumpkin is ready for the fall. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. Take good care. See you later. Bye.